watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We'll get to your top stories in just a minute, but first we want to get over to meteorologist Jackie Layer with a quick check on our forecast. Jackie, it is going to be a windy one today.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Those winds will continue to pick up through the afternoon hours and into the early evening. We do have a wind advisory that will hold until 8 p.m. this evening for all those areas shaded in beige on your screen. It does include much of our viewing area. That wind advisory is for those winds that will pick up out of the west at 20 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds. Those gusts, though, could be topping out anywhere upwards of 45 miles per hour at times. That could cause some power outages out there today, so don't be surprised if you do encounter that. In terms of highs today, those will top out into those middle 60s for DC, Manassas, upper 60s farther south. We're talking lower 60s to the north. Now, this is seasonable for this time of the year. Tomorrow, though, will be cool, will be breezy with highs right around 60 degrees for your Wednesday. Today, though, count out that chance for a stray shower or two. I'll go over more details on that coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Developing now, DC Health says it confirmed a measles case in the district. Officials say the person was at a Five Guys restaurant on I Street Northwest. That was last Saturday, April 5th. So if you or someone you know was at that restaurant between 3:30 and 6:30, you're asked to call your doctor immediately. This is not the first measles exposure here in the DMV. Last month, Maryland health officials confirmed a case at a Montessori school in Prince George's County. And we're continuing to cover this story this morning on the case of a Maryland man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador by the Trump administration. A hearing for Kilmar Abrego Garcia is set to take place this afternoon. This all comes as the Trump administration and the president of the El Salvadorian president visited the U.S. yesterday to speak with President Trump. He says he is not planning to return Abrego Garcia back to the U.S.
The question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States?
This is one of the greatest perversions of justice any of us have ever seen.
Abrego Garcia has been in El Salvador and he's been in CICOT, that's the prison, since he was wrongfully deported about a month ago. Today's hearing will take place at 4 this afternoon. Meantime, President Trump says he is open to deporting U.S. citizens who commit violent crimes to El Salvador. He says his administration is working to find a legal way to do so. However, law experts argue that Trump's suggestions violates the U.S. Constitution under the Cruel and Unusual Punishment Clause. The Trump administration also says it's freezing more than $2.2 billion in grants to Harvard over campus activism. In a letter to Harvard on Friday, the Trump administration calling for broad government and leadership reforms at the university and changes to its admissions policies. The hold on Harvard's funding marks the seventh time the Trump administration has taken the step against one of the nation's most elite colleges. In response, Harvard officials say they will not bend to the government's demands despite the pressure. Meantime, President Trump also suggesting the auto industry could be temporarily exempt from tariffs. He previously imposed on the sector to give car makers time to adjust to their supply chains. This latest reversal comes as Trump's wave of import taxes has panicked financial markets, worrying Wall Street about a possible recession.
Looking at something to help some of the car companies where they're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, and other places, and they need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here, but they need a little bit of time. So I'm talking about things like that.
The Trump administration has suggested its tariffs are now isolated against China as the U.S. is engaging in talks with other countries. And district leaders and residents still waiting on Congress to pass the D.C. Local Funds Act. Mayor Bowser sent a letter to lawmakers yesterday to raise the budget by 6% to stop the city's $1 billion shortfall. Last month, Congress passed a resolution to revert the city budget to 2024 levels. It would slash millions of dollars meant for public services. However, the Senate passed the D.C. Local Funds Act to help D.C. spend at 2025 levels, but the House has yet to pass the bill. Mayor Bowser with an update yesterday.
It's hard to call it a cut because the money is available. We do have the money, but we have to have an approved appropriation from the Congress to spend our own money.
This is a problem that Congress created. It does not benefit anyone that we are in this financial shortfall right now.
We reached out to the House Committee of Appropriations and have not yet heard back. The House is expected to come back from recess on April 28th. And DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and looking ahead, the Commonwealth will be holding multiple primary elections mid-June. On the Democratic side, there will be a primary for Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, County Board, and a District 1 seat. For the Republicans, there will be a Lieutenant Governor primary. Early voting starts May 2nd, and Election Day will be Tuesday, June 17th. And tax day, it's officially here. Taxpayers must file federal taxes by today to avoid paying late fees and interest unless they file for an extension. An extension allows for 6 additional months to gather and submit documents. Any money owed still must be paid by today, and any forms sent by mail must be postmarked by today. Now, most refunds are issued within 21 days of filing, and the fastest way to receive a refund is through direct deposit.
We use a software and we enter everything, and we're almost ready to file, so fingers crossed.
Taxpayers whose adjusted gross income was under $84K can use IRS Free File to take advantage of software from one of 8 partner companies. And a reminder, if you file taxes in Virginia, you do have until May 1st. And a team of first responders from Maryland who's been helping in storm-ravaged Kentucky is back home. The group helping with search and rescue efforts in multiple communities during their 10-day mission. They say the crews were evacuating homes and businesses, checking on families in flooded areas, and assisting with water rescues. The head of Maryland's Task Force 1 says the team had to work through the constant flooding in the region.
From our first days there to our last day, which was Saturday, the water was still rising from the river and all the offshoots of that river.
45 members of the Maryland Task Force 1 went to Kentucky. They brought 16 vehicles, multiple rescue boats, and several police dogs. And who knew it took all of that? Hopefully they clear everything up. And let's turn things over and talk about what's happening here with meteorologist Jackie Layer.
Yeah, good morning, Shanika, or good afternoon, I should say. We're talking about that wind advisory that holds until 8 p.m. this evening, I should mention. That wind advisory that holds all the way till 8 p.m. But those winds will be picking up through the day, mainly out of the west, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Those gusts, though, those could be anywhere between 40 to 45 miles per hour at times, but could be locally up to 50 miles per hour. So it's going to be a windy one out there today. Those gusts could be topping out low 60s, or I should say those gusts could be topping out right around 40 miles per hour by noon, but temperatures will be into those lower 60s by that point. By 4 p.m., gusts up to 40, but we'll see temperatures right into those 60s and middle 50s by 8 p.m. So today, seasonable for those high temperatures across much of the area. Just going to be a windy one out there. A chance for a stray shower or two, mainly off towards our northwesternmost area. So heads up. Could see that as a disturbance dives in from the north and west. Some of those gusts again will be picking up through the afternoon, but yes, there's that disturbance continuing to dive its way farther in from the north and west, and mainly along and north of 66. Talking about that stray shower chance through the day today. Later on this evening and tonight, temperatures will drop under some partly to mainly clear skies. So those overnight lows will drop back down to those upper 30s to lower 40s into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning starting off a little bit cooler than what we had earlier this morning. So at least tomorrow morning feeling a little bit more seasonable for this time of the year, but tomorrow afternoon we'll feel a little bit cooler compared to the day today. Tomorrow we'll see those high temperatures climbing back in those upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, and we'll have a breeze too. That wind will still be picking up tomorrow afternoon, mainly out of the west northwest, and sustained winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. A few gusts, those could be upwards of say 30 miles per hour for tomorrow afternoon. So not quite as windy as the day today, but still breezy. At least we have the sunshine out there tomorrow as we look look towards Thursday, starting off sunny, and then we'll have increasing cloud cover. Then that warm front drifts in from the south and west. That will be allowing for those temperatures to warm up Friday. Those winds picking up out of the south too, pumping in the warmer temperatures. And we're talking about highs on Friday back in those 70s. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Now for the holiday weekend, Saturday, we're tracking mainly cloudy skies, winds picking up out of the south, pumping in the warmer temperatures again. We do have this cold front approaching from the north and west. That could spark up a few of those showers. So we're talking spotty showers out there Saturday. I don't think it's going to be really a washout by any means on Saturday, but those highs, it's going to be a warm one. Low 80s Saturday. Sunday, we're talking about those highs back in the low 70s under mainly to partly cloudy skies for your Easter. Here's a view of the rest of that 7-day outlook as we look towards the start of that next work week after Easter Sunday. We're talking about highs back in the lower 70s still for Monday under some partly cloudy skies.
Those numbers looking good, Jackie. Turning now to sports, the Washington Mystics getting several new additions in the draft last night. The team had 3 of the top 6 picks. Number 1 last night was no surprise. The Dallas Wings ended up taking UConn star guard Paige Beckers at number 3. The Mystics took Notre Dame's Sonia Citron, and Citron says she's ready to get to work and help the team win.
Really excited. I think it's an amazing opportunity. It's somewhere where I can really try and make an impact and learn from the amazing players that are already there. So just really excited to get to work, to learn from the vets there. Yeah, just very excited to get to work.
Now here are all 5 of the Mystics draft picks from rounds 1 through 3 last night. For the 4th pick, Washington drafted forward Kiki Arieffin out of South Carolina. 2 picks later, the team taking former Kentucky Wildcat and Virginia Tech Hokie Georgia Amoore. And then with the 6th overall pick, lastly, they took Lucy Olson from Iowa and Zay Green from Alabama. And as the weather gets warmer, many people wanting to spend more time outside. And for some, that includes outdoor dining. Many restaurants around the district giving us that opportunity. DC News Now's Dave Laval tells us more about the rising popularity of streeteries and how they just might stick around.
I love sitting outside to eat. I think it's great.
Claudia and Brandon Swanson of Salt Lake City, Utah, enjoy a night out dining along Wisconsin Avenue Northwest in Georgetown.
The vitamin D, the sunshine, the fresh air, it's all good.
It's good, a good environment. You don't have to be in close with people. Be outside and do your own thing.
The Swansons are among those who take advantage of temporary streeteries set up in roads around the district. But the D.C. Department of Transportation will allow owners to make them permanent if they get the proper permits.
If you like outside and you would like to eat outside, this would be perfect.
The current streeteries and even the proposed streeteries do not align with the historic nature of Georgetown.
Brittany Sawyer heads the Citizens Association of Georgetown. Her organization opposes making streeteries permanent.
They impede the police force's response to crime. It erodes the historic character, it pushes congestion to residential streets, and it sits in an emergency evacuation route.
DDOT has now given owners of the temporary permits until November 30th to obtain permanent ones. But those with a temporary permit and rush hour parking lanes only have until July 31st. DDOT would not say if those owners can apply to make those streeteries permanent.
Well, the only downfall is that it takes away some of your lanes of traffic, and your traffic is already awful.
And we reached out to DDOT for comment, but they did not respond to our request. And listen to this, an important list for foodies in D.C. The Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington out with its list of best. That's including Chef of the Year, Best in Fine Dining, Cocktail Program of the Year, and Best Pastry Chef. The finalists for Best New Restaurants are Ama, La Shukran, Caillou, Pascual, and San Pancho. The winners will be announced on August 3rd. For the full list of categories and finalists, just go to our website at dcnewsnow.com. Looked like a really fun event. It actually was. All right, happening this weekend, it's the Admo Art Walk in Adams Morgan. It's a free new way to experience art right here in the district. Who doesn't like free? Every year, local business businesses in Adams Morgan are partnered with local artists in D.C. who are invited to display their work all month long. You're free to walk the streets and admire all of the artwork, or you can join members of the D.C. Arts Center for a guided tour or on selected weekends in April, just for $5. So the art walk runs through next Sunday. That is April 27th. All right, and a quick correction here. Kiki Ariefin went to the University of Southern California. And that's all the time that we have for you this morning on DC News Now. Stick around for more news and weather coming up on the news at noon.